Oh, what's good? What's good? What's good, beautiful people? It's your main man, Big G, coming at you all the way live. I'm in your space, I'm in your face, and I'm definitely blessed to be living on this wonderful day. It is May 18th, 2026, and we are live at 5 here on the Prime Time Network. You're tuned into Industry Talk, and I am Big G, your host. And today, oh my goodness, today is something special. Something special. Memories, good conversation, um, reflection between parents. Um, we'll get into what I'm talking about here in just a minute. But it's an opportunity not only to reveal a little bit about who I am, but I'm going to have the wonderful opportunity to jump off into the life of a very special person, Miss Brianna Melton, Ambitious Bree. You might be able to find her on Instagram as Ambitious Bree. We're gonna have a great conversation. Jarrell Braswell will be joining us here in just a little bit as well. But yeah, I say that because I get an opportunity to go down memory lane as it relates to college. Yeah, my son's college career and her son's college career as basketball players. That's not going to be the whole talk topic, but it's going to be a part of it. We get an opportunity to run some things down about Aaron Estrada and my son Tolu Smith, who played against each other, um, unfortunately. Alabama, Roll Tide, and of course Mississippi State. Mississippi State. I'm not going to sit there and throw dirt on anybody. I'm just saying, I'm partial, I'm biased, but at the same time, we never got to win throughout the entire tenure. So, um, something to talk about. Yeah. Pulling off the scab, bringing up old wounds. Yeah. But it's going to be a great conversation nonetheless. If you're tuned into the live right now, if you are locked in with us and you can hear my voice, I need you to share the live. Yeah. I need you to share the live. Let your friends know to lock in with us right now. Before we go another further, before we do too much of anything else, I need you to share the live. Lock us in, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. If you're out there on the East Coast, if you're out there in Philly, hey, family, all my people out there, Tiffany Tate, Uncle Joe, Sandra, everybody that's out there, everybody that's tuned in, that's locked in, that's wanting to see how do I lock in with Brianna Milton on this live. The links are in her bio. The links are on her Facebook page. I'm sure she can send it out to some people. Yeah, we're gonna be talking today. We're gonna get into it today because I know for a fact, y'all see Bree. She's petite, small. She looked like she's frail, which she's not. A very strong individual, you know. But I can tell she like to pop some shit off. I can tell she like to pop some shit off, you know. But she's found peace, ladies and gentlemen. She's found peace. Let me just say that. She's found peace. In this world of chaos and misunderstood madness, she's found peace. So we're going to talk about soul fed healing, right? Hopefully I pronounced that right. We're going to talk about soul fed healing, um, motivational quotes, her inspirational um, movement that she has going on, and why. What brings us there? What takes us to that place? Because of some things that have gone on in her life. And hopefully, she'll be vulnerable and open enough to give us some insight about what's going on in her life. So today on Industry Talk, we sit down with a woman building her own lane and standing firmly in her purpose. In a world where social media can either make you or break you, she's embracing ambition, confidence, and growth while carving out her own identity. Tonight, we're talking branding, mindset, sacrifice, relationships, success, and what it truly means to stay motivated in today's world. So lock us in, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. You tuned into Industry Talk. And without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring, and I'm and also we have Jarrell Braswell who's going to come lock in with us too. I know he's been dealing with some family stuff. They had a 60th birthday party yesterday, and our whole family came in. So if JB tunes in, he tunes in. If not, we're gonna make this thing happen. We're gonna do what we do. But without any further ado, let me bring Miss Brianna Melton to the stage. And I think she's turned sideways. Let's see what she's got. Yep. What's going on, Bree? How you doing?
I'm
You had
doing
it.
good. Oh,
What
wait a
happened?
second. What happened?
There it is. Bam. There you go. There you go. How you doing?
I lost my sound. All right. Can you see me and hear me now?
Nope.
No?
I'm kidding. Yes, of course I can see you and
Oh,
hear you. You're
oh,
doing great.
right.
You don't
I'm
have you
crazy.
don't
I'm going to say, really?
you don't have to move anything. You good. You good. How you doing, Bree?
I'm doing good. I'm doing
What
great. Thank you
before
so
before
much.
we get started, what you want me to call? You want me to call you Bree? You want me to call you Brianna? You want me to call you Ambitious Bree? What is it?
You can call me Bree. That's fine.
Or should I call you Miss Milton?
Nope. Bree is good.
Bree's good.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I thank you. I appreciate you for coming on and kicking it with me here on Industry Talk.
Yeah, no problem, man. It's an honor to be here. Thank you for having me.
Whether you realize it or not, I am. It's an honor for me to have you here. I am a little set aback. I am thankful. I'm appreciative because a lot of times you can't. Is that me or is that you? You disappear. Somebody's trying to call you, Bree. Somebody's trying to. I know what's happening. Somebody's trying to call you. So we're gonna let her get that call out the way, and then we can get her back here in just a second. I know what's going on. We're gonna get Bree back here in just a minute. I know somebody tried to call her. So this is gonna be a fun conversation. Yeah, yeah. Okay. And we'll be tuning in with Jarrell Braswell here. Now, I wanted Bree to be on here because I wanted her to go through this. I wanted her to walk through this experience with me, right? Um, because all of us have, well, maybe not all of us, but some of us have witnessed it. Some of us have actually been a part of it or gone through it ourselves. Safe travels, of course, to uh, my good friends that are on the road. Jay Shaw, um, Simi Quest, Baby D, and Triple P. And a special shout out to Candace. Special shout out to Candace. Heading back to Dallas right now. They floated through to Atlanta to handle some business, and now they're on their way back. They're on their way back to DFW. But in the meantime, in between time, they made a pit stop. They came and hollered at your boy. The crew pulled up. When Jay Shaw say, "I'm gonna pull up," God damn it, hey, they pull up deep. They pull up deep now. Had a great interview, great conversation with Triple P. Looking forward to locking in with Quest, getting him in the studio and do a live recording. The virtual stuff is awesome. You know what I mean? The virtual stuff is fun. Um, and it gives you an opportunity to have your broadcast and messaging out on a regular and consistent basis, and it's live, you get the chance to engage with the audience right then, right there in that moment, and then you can always go back and um, chop out clips, you know, um, segments of the conversation that that people enjoy. Okay, let's see if we get everything back. We back. We good?
Yeah, sorry. I don't know what happened. My phone just it wasn't even a call. It was like an email and it just kicked me completely out. But I just put everything
Uh,
there. So,
okay. Yes, indeed. Hey, something happening now. You blacked out on me. Can you hear me, Bree? I wonder if she can hear me. Hmm. Um, and so like I was saying, um, before Bree came back in, and she'll be back in just a second, y'all.
all right, come on.
I can hear you, Bree. I can hear you. I just can't see you. And take your time. We got time. You know, you know. You want to come out and come back in? We'll do that. We'll bring it out and let her come back in. Yeah. And I got an opportunity to get some really good footage, some awesome photos of some awesome people. Really high energy, great vibes. Um, and if you're tuned in, am I? Are we still rolling? Okay, we're rolling. If you're tuned in and have any insight of what I'm about to talk to you about, or the road I'm about to go down, look, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I need Bree on here to go through this experience with me. I need her on here to go through this because she'll understand because she has kids, right? She has kids. And anybody that has kids knows what I'm talking about. And any kids that are out there that may be listening, they know too what I'm talking about. Because they're the ones that are stuck in the conundrum of wondering what. You know what I'm saying? In terms of the thought process. But it's going to be a great conversation. Had some fun today, man. A great day. Put in some work, got some work done, accomplished, and looking forward to editing the video. I have some really good photos of the crew. I don't know what happened, but for some odd reason, uh, the big guy in the gold laced shirt. There's a big guy that came through in the gold lace shirt. I mean, he's white, gold lace. Everything was like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he some shit that Donald Trump would do, walk around with gold lace shit, you know what I'm saying? I like real 14 karat, 18 karat, 21 karat gold, you know what I'm saying? I could tell it was real. I knew the nigga got some money, you know what I'm saying? I could look into his eyes and tell. He talking about he out here po pimping. I knew for a fact that he balling and he balling out of control. He just didn't want to let me know. He was trying to be, but the white gold lace trim, he gave it away. He gave it away. Okay, get back to Bree.
I'm so
Okay, Bree.
sorry. I don't know what the heck is going on. Somebody's trying to interfere with this powerful conversation we about to have.
Guess what? They cannot because I have time today. Ain't that what Deion Sanders say? I got time today.
I got time today.
That's right. That's right. We're not about to sit there and forego, pass up, nothing. We having this conversation today.
Yes,
But
we are.
I do want to ask you something. I do want to ask you
Yeah.
something because you have kids right now. How many daughters do you have?
I have one daughter.
One daughter.
Yep,
Okay.
and two sons.
And two sons. One daughter, two sons. Okay. So see if you can relate to this conversation, right? Because my friends came in from Atlanta. They went from Dallas to Atlanta, took care of a show, and then came back from Atlanta into Mississippi, took 20, and they stopped through on their way back to Dallas, right?
Okay.
So as kids, you know what I'm saying? Because we from the South. I don't know how y'all get down in Philly, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? We hospitable, you know what I mean? So I asked him, I said, hey man, can we get you something, some water, something to drink, something to eat, whatever the case may be. And I wasn't even studying the adults. I promise you, I wasn't studying the adults. I was concerned about the young lady, the baby that was there. So I was like, Candace, you hungry? Man, what would every kid do with their parents standing there looking at them? What does every kid do? Tell me, Bree. Please tell me. I waited till you got on so I could tell this story. What do they do?
I don't know about all the kids, but my kids would have been like, yes, absolutely.
Oh, then guess what? Me and your kids is 1,000. But most kids, guess what they gonna do? They gonna look right at their parents. And I'll be damned. This was like a scene out of a movie, right? It was like a scene out of a movie. I mean, they've been on the road. Just picture this. They've been on the road. It's 4 hours from Atlanta to Mississippi. You got a kid in the back playing on their little phone, whatever the case may be, aggravated with these damn adults. Because you got 4 adults in the vehicle. But this kid is the only kid. Ain't got no other kids with us. None of my friends could have went on the road trip with us. None of that. So I'm back here on my own. And I stopped. We finally stopped. And we get to a location and somebody asked me, hey, man, are y'all hungry? Can we get y'all something to eat? And you got to look at mom and dad with that look like, I want to say yes, but if I say yes,
right.
it's going to be some consequences and some I loved it. But at the same time, it all made it was an awesome icebreaker. Triple P, his wife, Baby D, they're just some awesome, wonderful people, man. But Candace, she set the tone. She really set the tone, and I just enjoyed the whole deal. Thank you, Jonathan Shaw. You see Jonathan Shaw on the lives. He comes in. Actually, he's on there right now. In SimonQuest, man, they came through and had a great time. But back to you, man. I just needed to get that out because that happened to me today. And it was just an experience that just lit up my day. You know what I'm saying? Because my only concern was let me make sure that this young lady is
I don't know
good.
If I'm hungry, you gotta ask my mom and dad if I'm hungry.
Right, you gotta ask my mom and dad if I'm hungry. You know what I'm saying? Because if I say yes, because I've gone through that. I was that kid. My mom tell you better not say yes.
Yeah,
you bet.
Yes. Me too. I definitely was raised like that too.
Don't ask for shit. Don't sit there and look at shit. As a matter of fact, sit your ass down in the corner and don't say nothing. You know. So you remember earlier, right? I said that there are a lot of things in my life that I had done that, in raising my sons, that I'm like, you know what, maybe I did that wrong. You know what I'm saying? So those are some of the things that I know that I should have been more compassionate because I was a hard-nosed guy. I really was. I really was. But we're not talking about me. Let's get into Bree. Let's talk about where you're from, where you were raised, who you are, and get into your story. Bree, let's talk about it.
Well, I am from New Jersey, South Jersey, born and raised. More specifically, Woodbury. It's a really small town.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I was born and raised in New Jersey, but my family, my mom and dad moved us to Georgia. So we lived in Georgia for maybe, I don't even know how long that was, maybe like 4 or 5 years when I was younger. probably like
Okay.
second to sixth grade or something like that. But then we came back up here. So I've been a Jersey girl my whole life.
Okay. Okay. And so what was it like growing up in Woodbury?
Oh man, it's a really small town, so it's like everybody knows everybody. My mom was grew up there, not my dad, so it's like everybody that I'm friends with. My mom grew up with their parents, like the teachers at the school grew up with our parents, so it was just like a real small, tight knit community where everybody is like family.
Okay. Okay. And so you went to high school there, just elementary, or what was the?
I went to high school there. I graduated from Woodbury High School, and then
Mhm.
I stayed in Woodbury for a lot of my adult life too. Like my kids, well, Aaron went all the way through school in Woodbury, elementary school, middle school, high school, all the way up until the 12th grade. Um,
Mhm.
my two youngest went to school in New Jersey until we moved to Philly. So we've been here for like 5 years. So my youngest son and my daughter are they went to school, go to school here in Philly now.
Okay. So what what and I'm going forward right quick because I have a quick question. Because Woodbury is a small town, and when did you recognize? And of course, we all as parents, we see that special something in all of our kids. But when did you recognize that Aaron was like super, like extraordinarily talented in basketball? Like because I'm sure they were exceptional in all sports, but specifically
You
him
know
leaning
what's
into
so,
basketball.
you know what's so crazy?
What's that?
Literally, I always knew that Aaron was going to be a basketball star since he
Yeah.
was little. Like,
Okay.
my mom bought Aaron his first basketball court when he was like a year old, his first Christmas, right? The boy
Mhm.
could not even walk, but he used
Yeah.
to sit on the floor, bounce that ball, and shoot it in
Right.
the hoop. And
Okay.
when he was about 3 years old, my dad took him to the YMCA and signed him up to play basketball. But you were supposed to be 5 years old. So, but they don't really ask you for any type of information to prove that. Like, we didn't even have to provide a birth certificate. So my dad just said that he was 5 and he was 3 years old. And when I tell you, for like the 3 or 4 years that he played there, the coaches used to literally fight over who's going to be able to have this kid on their team. They're
On
like,
their
you had him
team.
last
Mhm.
year. I want him on my
Mhm.
team this year. And he was so good at 3 years
Mhm.
old playing with 5 years old. I mean 5 year olds, kids, that were older than him. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I honestly always felt like I feel like I always knew that he was going to be good at basketball. And my dad, he saw that, and then he invested the time and stuff to hone in on that craft and help him perfect it. So
Nice. 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 Um, at 3 years old, Tolu and G was 4 at the time because they're exactly a year apart. July 26th and July 27th, 1999 and 2000.
Get out of
Um,
here.
yeah, yeah,
Oh.
yeah. It's a crazy story, but I was floating around in the Mediterranean for one and Bahrain for the other. But that's that. Like I said, this ain't about me, Bree. I'm just reflecting. I'm reflecting, because I remember my sons telling me and totally saying that he was going to play in the NBA at 3 years old.
Yeah.
We said,
See?
because I watch basketball. You know what I'm saying? We played the little 2K games with him and stuff, just stuff that he said he
Yeah.
was going to be in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? As a child.
Right.
G wanted to be a professional athlete, basketball player as a child. And I was like, cool aspirations. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we all little fat roly polies. You know what I'm saying? I mean, how's this gonna work out? I mean,
We
like
all
if you real talk, Bree, I'm serious. I'm trying to keep it gangster with you. I'm trying to keep it real. I mean, I can't lie and be like, oh man, we just some super athletes. No, man, we some goddamn fat roly polies. You know what I'm saying? Now, back in the day, my wife, all-star, collegiate athlete, played in the Junior Olympics, all kinds of stuff. Basketball player, coming out of California. Me coming out of the huh?
I said, all right, go ahead, Mama Smith.
Oh yeah. Nell ain't no joke now. I mean, she an assassin with it. Now I'm saying. I mean, she can really shoot the ball, and goddamn, she was at South Alabama. That's where I met her. Well, I didn't meet her at South Alabama. I met her at the club. Let's get the shit straight. But she was playing for South Alabama at the time. But I mean, we had good stock. You know what I mean? So we hit the genetic lottery. I didn't know them boys was gonna be 7 foot.
Yeah, look at them.
Come on, you know what I mean?
Both big.
Yeah, they both big as hell. But at the same time, we trained them because just gradually. It's a whole story that goes behind it. But we trained them as guards and shooters. So that's why they have what they have. But then of course you get to college, man, you're 7 foot. We need you on the block. I mean that's the conditioning. We're not because Tolu. I mean, G already got it, but Tolu coming out of high school, coming out of Hawaii. You should have seen his shooting percentage. You should have seen his shooting average. It was through the roof. But that's neither here nor there. Things happen in college, but at the same time, he's getting an opportunity to get back to being free, shooting the basketball, realizing that, hey, man, I can have some fun out here. And he did that in the G League. You know what I'm saying? He broke every record in the G League. You know what I'm saying? So, from rebounding.
I used to be so hyped, and everybody be like, "Who's Tolu?" And I'll be like, "That's my son." They like, "I thought Aaron was your son." I'll be like, "Yeah, he's my son, and that's my son too."
Oh man, yes indeed. But like I said, just flashbacks bring back memories in terms of having conversation with you and knowing. But let's get back to Bree and you growing up. Was it a 2-parent household? Was it single parent household? What was the dynamic? What was the structure?
So my parents were together until right around the time that I had Aaron, actually. I had Aaron, I was 16 when I had Aaron. So my parents were together all the way up until like I got pregnant. Around that time is when they had split.
So you think I'm just gonna let you speed bump past you having a baby at 16? Come on now, fill me in, Bree. Come on, talk to me. I mean, because it doesn't sound
yes,
it doesn't sound strange, but yeah, that's what we're looking at. Teenage pregnancy. And so how were you dealing with that? Because you're not even out of high school yet, Bree.
No, I was not out of high school, and my mom just made sure that I had all the resources that I needed. Right. If I wasn't going to do anything else, she was making sure that I finished the high school. So she had all of that. She really helped me. Her and my dad raised Aaron, and Aaron's dad's family also. They were all a big part of helping to push me through, get me through high school, helping take care of him and anything that we both needed. So that was a blessing.
Okay. So and that's a blessing because a lot of times it doesn't work out that way.
Yeah, that was, I've definitely been blessed in that part of parenting. I've always had a village. The village has always been there, and the village is always going to step about my kids.
Right. And so let's talk about that village in terms of the dynamic and who was around at 16 years old, helping to raise Brianna, but also assisting in raising Aaron. And how did that work? Because you're a young woman, a young child. You're a woman at this point, but you're a young child dealing with having a child. You gotta walk me through how you came through that, Bree. That in itself is a powerful message that people have to hear.
It really is because I first want to say that everybody was like really hard on me when they found out that I was pregnant. You know,
Okay.
everybody actually wanted me to terminate the pregnancy. They were telling me it was going to ruin
Wow.
my life and, you
Yeah.
know, all of this stuff. But my dad was actually the only person that told me, like, listen, a kid, you know, being able to bring new life into the world is a blessing. It doesn't matter the circumstances. It doesn't matter that you're 16. Like, you know, this baby
Mhm.
is a blessing. And then I think for him also, it was kind of like with him and my mom separating. It was just kind of something, you know, for him to another person for him to love. Like he was losing my mom and his family and stuff. So I think that was just, you know, something that kind of helped him cope with that too.
Mhm.
So he was
Mhm.
very supportive. He was like the most supportive person initially.
Mhm.
So through my pregnancy, like at first my mom, she was so angry with me, like she didn't want anything to do with me. So I like
Mhm.
moved out. I had to move out of her house. I was staying with my aunt, and but you know, time passed and me and my mom got to spend time together, and just everybody in the family and having conversations. Everybody came around, and then once Aaron was born, everybody fell in love with him. So
Right, right. But I hear the kumbaya moment, but no, hold on a second. Because it just doesn't unpack that way, and it's not that easy. You're 16 years old,
it
you
wasn't easy.
moving out of your mother's home,
Yes, it was.
and there's some combativeness there because she's upset because obviously she feels like she's failed somewhere along the line. You're not
Yeah,
realizing that part of it,
I
right?
didn't
As
realize
a
that
mother.
then, but I do understand that now.
Okay, okay. So now that you can actually sit back and see from her perspective what she was going through as a mother. Yes, when the baby gets here, everybody's happy, everybody's joyous, but at the same time, in that moment, that's pain.
Yeah, it was definitely.
That's emotional trauma that she has to deal with now. And you just number one, being in love, two, I'm having a baby, you know what I'm saying? You're going through all of the things that a female goes through with providing for that child, nourishment, everything, and falling in love with what's inside of you. And you hearing all this negativity about what you need to do. You need to abort this child. This is going to ruin your life, or whatever the case may be. And ultimately, you get to the point to where you make the decision. No, I'm keeping my baby. And now, do you look back at the accomplishments of what your son is doing and still doing as a professional athlete? Got his college degree, he's a productive citizen, and you're like, y'all wanted me to get rid of this motherfucker.
Yeah, that I'm telling you, I tell everybody all the time, we beat the
Okay,
odds.
okay, okay,
Statistics
okay,
said that
okay.
I would have not finished college. Statistics said
Right,
that my son had a very low chance of completing high school, going to college, and being successful
right.
because he was being raised by a single mother, teenage mother. Like he
Yeah,
beat all the odds. Them
that's right.
statistics don't mean nothing. They didn't stand a chance against him
Okay, okay. Because of whom, though?
because of me.
Okay, okay. Man, hold on a second. Goddamn. See, wait a minute. I can't get to the mouth. I can't get to the mouth fast enough. Shit. Oh, goddamn pop. Yo, shit. That's what people forget, that, man. And you know what? Um, as parents of professional athletes, right? we kind of take a back seat and stay kind of, in the background, you know,
Yeah.
because number one, well, from my standpoint of it, I just know the lifestyle I was living before my kids said that this is what they wanted to do,
Hmm.
right? I mean, you can ask them, you can ask people from my hometown, you can ask people that knew me. I was one of them niggas. It just is what it is, right?
It's what it is.
From from owning the clubs to doing God knows whatever, right?
Right.
Providing for my family. Ultimately, that was my position. You know what I'm saying? That was my thought. I'm providing for my family. I'm out here slanging this shit. I'm providing for my family. No, I'm a fucking idiot, just to be honest with you, right? But
Yeah.
I'm just saying that, until because my kids saved my life, Brie. I tell people this all the time. My kids saved my life. My sons and their friends, and me going to the gym with them every day, every night, and working out with them, running the bridge, just being involved with them, and me having to get out of the streets, doing the dumb shit I was doing, and focus on my sons, saved
Right.
my life.
That's good. That's amazing. I'm glad that they did.
No, no, no. You're not hearing me, Bree. I was 400 plus pounds. I was damn near 500 pounds, Bree. You see, you like to fell out your damn chair. I'm telling you, I was a fat, roly-poly motherfucker. You think I'm kidding? I'm serious. I can show you pictures.
You was just
And
eating good. That's all. You was eating
no, I
good.
was eating junk. I was eating Pizza Hut buffets every day. I was eating fish sandwiches from McDonald's. I was doing reckless shit. But I'm thinking I'm balling, right? I'm thinking I'm on my shit. You know what I'm saying? But no, that's not what it was. When I started working out and I got down to like 250 pounds, my mom asked me, "Nigga, is you smoking crack?" Straight up. That is a real story.
Why? That's always what the family think when somebody loses a lot of weight. That's the first thing they be smoking crack. You gotta be smoking
It's,
crack.
it's not that I'm working out and I'm running every day. I'm running the bridge. I'm running with my kids. No, 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 no. Am I smoking dope? Damn. But then I looked in the mirror and I had to ask myself, am I smoking crack? See, I can write for anybody. Bree, I'm telling you, I can write for any comedian out there and I can give them some serious shit. I just can't get on stage and do it myself. I promise you I can't. I won't. I will not. That's why I love my man Jarrell Braswell, because he has the intestinal fortitude to get up there and cut up and be a part of the social commentary. And be a part of that social commentary. So let's get back to it, Bree. Because I sit there and get off topic with you, man, and just boy. So mom dealing with the situation, y'all get back together. When was Aaron born?
Aaron was born February 2001.
Okay,
2001.
February 2001. And from that moment, how did life change for you?
Oh man, life changed immediately. Like
Okay.
it's so crazy. I don't know. I mean, I didn't know what to expect. You know what I mean? Being a teenager and being a mom for the first
Right.
time.
Right.
I didn't know what motherhood was, what being a mom was, being responsible
Hmm.
for, another person
Hmm.
literally for the rest of my life.
Yeah. I want to
So,
go to prom. I want to go to prom. I want to go out with my friends. No, you better watch that baby.
yeah, you got a baby to take care of.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
work. I've been working,
Hmm.
having a job since I was 16 years
Yeah.
old. Even so, I had Aaron in 11th grade. In my senior year, my mom advocated for me to do what they called at the time co-op, where I could go to school for half the
Hmm.
day and then leave and go to work.
Okay.
So I was kind of like going to school and working full time as a senior in high school, but I
Mm,
had to do what I had to do. I had, like
right.
I said, I had a village. I always had family, people that helped me, loved my son and helped. But my mom's thing was, that's your baby and you're
Hmm.
going to take care of him. So
Yeah.
she wasn't playing about that.
And so, where were you working? What was the job?
I was working at CVS for I worked at CVS from the time that right after I had Aaron till he was maybe 2 years old. And then from there, I was doing all types of different jobs in retail, like J.C. Penney's, little other
Hmm.
stores in the mall. And then I went to school for bookkeeping. And
Okay.
so from there, I got a job in bookkeeping, and I worked. That's what I literally did up until 2 years ago when I got sick. So I was doing bookkeeping for like 20 years.
Okay. Okay. Um, I do. Anyone that can relate to this, that's out there, that's paying attention to the live. Well, in the meantime, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Let me give a shout out to my man E, CEO. If you are not subscribed to Boss Talk Podcast 101, Boss Talk Podcast 101 Prime Time, I don't know what your problem is. Y'all need to lock in. You know what I'm saying? This is for you. Stop what you're doing right now and go subscribe to Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime on YouTube, all social media platforms. Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to make sure you tap in. Right now, over 72,000 subscribers and well over 11 million views and watch time hours. So make sure that you continue to support, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and keep tapping in with us, because we're going to keep on bringing you this hot content every day and in every way. It's your main man, Big G. And make sure, like I said, stop what you're doing right now and tap in. Like, share, subscribe. Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime. And JB should be getting in here sometime soon. I'm not sure when or where, but make sure y'all tap in with my man on his website.
Hey, what it do, world? It's your boy, Comedian JB, the real Jay Braswell, Comedian Jay Braswell. Hey, dig this. I got a website, man. Tap in at jbcomedy.com.
And we're back. I try to run this, like a real broadcast network.
It is a real broadcast network.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'd be looking for shameless plugs, you know what I mean, from anyone that's willing to give me one. But yeah, Bree, it's been an uphill battle with what we have going on. I enjoy it. I enjoy the challenge. I've been so preoccupied with doing this for so many other people, right? Different celebrities, the behind the scenes guy, and I wasn't getting my message out in terms of what I can do for people, because I love to assist people. You know what I mean? Information. If we can make money together along the way, that's the plus, right? But it's more so, what can I contribute, or how can I be an asset to what you have going on, in any way. And so I decided to start talking. I started. I mean, I'm trying to figure out, what was the best way to do it. I already had the equipment, right?
Right.
Because I've done it for everyone else. I've already had the equipment, so I said, man, let me start putting this shit to use. And then you started seeing me pop up on Instagram. I would do some, words of the day, or just some excerpts of conversation, and then it off into Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then turned it all the way up into 7 days a week, and that's just one portion of what it is that we do. you know, with this networking. And people don't realize how broad of the spectrum we are and how wide we are out there with Boss Talk Podcast 101, Prime Time, Industry Talk. We really covering some ground, Bree.
Yeah, I didn't
Whoa,
realize either.
I just saw somebody got there gonna fly by with a plate. What kind of food we eating back there? No, I don't miss nothing. What are we eating? Hold on.
Today we got
Come
some
on.
baked chicken and some
Yeah.
mashed potatoes,
Yeah.
cabbage.
Right. Every time, man, look, I done seen them crabs. I done saw, boy, look, you can't be enticing me with all that stuff you be putting on your social media, Bree. Because I be wanting to come through the screen like, damn, there's some good looking crabs. I know they up there in Philly, but ain't no way they got them kind of crab. They look like some goddamn Cajun cooked southern boiled crabs. But,
They were so good. I can't wait to get some more. I still haven't made it back to get more, but I'm gonna make it.
Okay. But let's how'd you let me ask you this, Bree. How did you 16, 17, you know, and I was gonna say this about CVS workers, because it's kind of like and please tell me if I'm wrong, people. Every CVS worker that you know got a goddamn attitude. Every last one of them. I don't care who they look at you like you don't smell right when you walk through the door.
Yeah,
Yep.
I don't know what it is. I understand what you're saying. I feel like I've experienced that too, but I wasn't one of them, y'all. I was not one of them.
Oh, so you're excluded? Is that what you're saying? You're outside the norm. I think that's where you got all that precociousness from. I think that's where you got all of that, you know,
from working at CVS.
from working at CVS at a young age. And plus, you already had a chip on your shoulder. You didn't want to be in that motherfucker anyway. I'm in high school. If you lucky, I gotta take care of my child. I cuss your ass out up in this, you know. But that's just me. That's just me. You know, I did in introduction say that you may look like a very frail individual, but I know that you are a ball of fire. I already know this because I pay attention to your lives. I pay attention to what you push out on social media. You will cuss a motherfucker out quick and smile at them while you're doing it.
I will.
I'm like, damn, Bray. But you definitely got that motivational.
Been like that though. I haven't always been like that, but definitely that's where I'm at now.
Okay. Are you centered? Are you at peace, or what's going on?
Yeah, I'm very centered and at peace. I'm definitely at a place in life where I am I'm done being like understanding and all being nice and all of those things. I mean, I'm still a nice person. And I am still understanding. So I don't all of it has not left me, but to the point where it allowed me to be taken advantage of and run all over top of. I'm not that anymore. I used to be, you know, the sweet Brianna that everybody could get over on, but I'm not that.
Okay, so what did it? Why was what was the break? You know, what was the reality check? Let me say that.
So I think that honestly, the reality check for me was just experience, just years and years and situation after situation of me being in these what I call one-sided relationships, like where, you know, I'm the only person that's always giving, always sacrificing, always contributing, and other people, you know, don't reciprocate that energy. Because I'm a firm believer that relationships need to be mutually beneficial. Like,
Mhm.
I mean, not they just need to be mutually beneficial. Like, I'm not saying
Mhm.
that somebody needs to be available whenever I need them, or they need to loan me money, or they need to do anything like that. But I'm just saying, if I'm somebody that is contributing to your life in any kind of way, and anything that I do is beneficial for you, I should feel the same way about you. So I got
Right.
tired of one-sided relationships, and it's draining. It's draining. It's hard to always be the person that everybody comes to for everything, but you can't go to nobody for nothing. So I got tired of that, and I said, you know what? I don't have to stop being who I am. I just have to um, use discernment. You know what I mean, and figure out who deserves that type of access to me, because everybody doesn't.
Mhm. Mhm. So let's let's go down. Let's run down a little history with you,
Okay.
because you've you're a cancer survivor, yes?
Yes. Yes, I
Okay.
am.
Do you mind going into this conversation? Do you have a?
Not at all.
All
Let's
right.
talk.
Okay. So talk to me about um, that moment when you felt it, you went to get checked, you were diagnosed and ultimately told. Give me the rundown in terms of how all of that came about.
So, um, it's crazy. I was having health issues. Like, so I had cervical cancer. That's what I was diagnosed with. So
Okay.
I had issues for literally like almost an entire year. So one summer, that would have been the summer of 2023, I started
Mhm.
having like issues with my stomach, having these unexplainable pains and stuff. And
Mhm.
I just kept pushing. I was self-medicating. I was taking ibuprofen, taking Tylenol, and just pushing through, because I was working two jobs, and like, if I don't do it, who's going to get it done? Like, I had these kids to take care of, these bills to pay. So I feel like that's something that I've always done, that probably a lot of single moms do, and y'all need to stop doing it. You have to take care of yourself. But
Right.
I just kept pushing it off. I never went and got any medical attention. This literally started in like June of 2023. By like February of 2024, the pain was unbearable, but I still kept pushing through it. Alabama basketball season was ending.
Yeah.
We were
Yeah.
going to the NCAA tournament. It was March Madness. It was so much stuff going on that I'm like, all right, let me just make it through this. That's what I kept telling myself for literally almost a year. Let me just get through this month, get through this week, get through this weekend, and then I'll go to the doctors. Um,
Yeah.
anyway, all of that came to a head literally, like my body, God, my body, they worked together. They got me
Yeah.
through. Um, they got me through March Madness and everything that was going on with my son. I was able to be there and experience all of that with him. It was beautiful. It was
That's right.
amazing.
That's right.
Um, and after like that last trip to Arizona for the Final Four, my body just shut down. So I didn't have a choice at that point. I had to go to the doctor and get checked out. Initially, they told me that I had some fibroids. Um, they just gave me pain medication, but the pain never subsided. I kept going back to the doctors. So
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was April that they said I had fibroids. June, they uh, put me in with a specialist that did a biopsy of what they thought was fibroids. And then I was diagnosed on, I believe the exact date was July 8th, 2024 is when they called me. And that was when they told me I had the
Wow.
cancer. So,
Wow. Wow. And so how did you process that, Brie? Because you're still
um,
young. You're young.
you know what's crazy? I don't know that I don't know how I processed it. I think that for probably a whole month I didn't even tell anybody. I didn't tell nobody.
Yeah.
I just kind of like sat with it, I cried a lot. I didn't know what to expect. So I
Yeah.
was really
Yeah.
scared. I was really scared. And then Aaron had just finished college. He was had got the contract with Detroit.
Yeah.
Um, and so it was just, it was so much going on that I wanted to be happy about and celebrate that I didn't even want to tell my family or my kids or anything because I'm like, we coming off of this high. I don't want to make everybody all sad, but um, working with my doctors over those next few months to figure out, what stage it was, a treatment plan. I was starting treatment in the beginning of September, so I had to tell everybody.
Right.
So I told my kids, I told my dad, my siblings, some of my friends, and a couple of uh, family members,
Mm.
and that was it.
Okay. So walk me through treatment. Walk me through, now everybody knows it's out, you know what I'm saying? And that's nothing that you want to keep in. That's stress in itself, Brie. You know that at this point.
Yeah, that
Um,
definitely was a hard thing to keep to myself, but I hate being the bearer of bad news. You know?
that's not bad news. That is not bad news. That's okay. Resolution, a solution. What's the next step? What do we need to do to
Yeah,
address what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Care, treatment, what's the process? So and if I don't know, because there again, you're talking about relationships, you're talking about that one-way street. Okay, that means communication has to take
yeah,
place. And we're not just talking about between man and woman, we're talking about just people in general.
right, yeah,
Communication is key. It's paramount. And if you're not letting folks know, yes, it becomes a slap in the face or a ton of bricks that hit you when you hear it because you're not expecting it. You've been
right,
going through this for over a year, going through these pains, going through this self-medicating, and now all of a sudden, you know, the rubber has really met the road, proverbially, and you're like,
yes,
I have to do something about it.
yeah.
So walk me through this treatment, Bree. Walk me through what's going
So
on.
when
And
I initially started treatment, I was
hold
doing
up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. I'm gonna let you get your phone charged up. I don't want to miss none of this. The phone go out.
yeah.
Plug that thing up.
How you know I was charging my phone? Yes, I'm with my Bluetooth.
Plug that thing up. Nope. Oh, yes, indeed. I'm outside of just being a very attentive listener. I listen with intent. You know what I mean?
Yes, I
Um,
agree.
I
I
pay
pulled to
attention.
attention.
Yeah, I pay attention. I pay attention too. You know what I mean? Because I know when it's coming to the end of the line. I'm like, ooh, ooh, ooh. Wait a minute. I see a chord. Ooh, please don't let it hang up. Please don't let it hang up.
You
You
good?
good?
You connected? It's charging right
Good.
there.
That's what's up. Good stuff. Good stuff. Um, so please, walk us through it. Walk us through it, Bray.
So when I first so my care plan was um the radiation was intense. I was getting radiation 5 days a week for like 2 months.
Wow.
Yeah, that was crazy. Every day I had to be there for like 2 hours, and then I was doing chemotherapy once a week. So that started in September, all of September and all of October. I got the radiation. Those 2 months
Mm.
after my
And
last
hold on a second.
radiation.
Hold on a second. Because um, everybody that's listening to this and everybody that's on here may not necessarily be, in tune with what radiation treatment is and how they exhibit that, and the chemo treatment that they give you. And there are different types of chemo, right? So,
Yeah.
so please give us an explanation or give us some background on what you were going through and how because radiation is painful. That's direct radiation killing cells, and that's
Yeah.
all cells. That's
Yeah, that
not
radiation was definitely,
specific cells.
yeah, that radiation was crazy. And they gave me, I guess what they called, I think they called it local. So they only gave me the radiation to the part of my body that needed it. So, oh my gosh, that was so crazy. That was, it was crazy. I don't even know how to explain it. Like,
I mean, if you don't want to talk about it, I get it. You know what I mean? Because that's very private. It's not like it was breast cancer. Still, but you don't have to be descriptive because they might ban me for community guidelines for talking about the nether
no, so
regions.
look, it
You
was
know?
very, it was not
Yeah.
invasive at all. I
Okay.
used to go
Okay.
every day. I would be there for like 2 hours. I would show up to the appointment. They take me in the room with this machine that kind of looks like, I don't know if anybody you ever had like a CAT scan or MRI. All the machines really look the same. So I'd lay on this
Okay.
bed, and my treatment was actually really, it's crazy. I would be there for like 2 hours, but the actual radiation part of it was probably only about 20 to 30 minutes, where I would lay there. They would put this whatever it was that was giving me the radiation, they would place it right on my abdomen, and it would stay there. Now that process in itself was painless, but
Mhm.
the effects of it that it had on my body,
Right.
it
Right.
definitely took a toll on my body.
Okay. Did you grow an extra leg or something?
I ain't got no extra leg,
Okay.
but
Okay. I'm just making sure. Just making sure.
I was
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
it
You
just
didn't have to shave
it
for a
like
while. You
it
didn't have to shave for.
depleted
Yeah.
me, man. I was weak. I
Yeah.
was tired all the time. So
Right.
it was
I would imagine so.
definitely, it was hard in that aspect, but the actual process of doing it it was painless and
Okay.
everything. It was just that commitment, like,
Mhm.
to actually be there, to get up every day, make sure. I
Right.
mean, you think that that's an easy decision for somebody to make, when your life is on the line, but that's a hard thing to do. Get up every
Right.
day and show up there and go through that. It was hard.
So, radiation. Did you lose all of your hair?
No, so
Okay.
my hair definitely thinned out. Like, my hair used to be a lot thicker. People
Because
can
it's
even
affecting all of your cells.
tell.
I don't care if it's radiation on your abdomen, it's still affecting every part of your body.
Yes. So it definitely, it changed my hair, which I don't
Okay.
understand, but I do understand, like, the texture of my hair is different, and it's like thinner,
Mm.
but I didn't lose
Mm.
all my hair. So that was a blessing.
And then you're taking chemo at the same time. So give us the explanation of the chemotherapy.
So the chemo
and how
was,
that impacted your body going right along with radiation. And you're talking about something that drains you.
yes, for sure. So I was only doing that once a week.
Okay.
And for like, I think I did that once a week from September through November. And so I would go like every Monday to do that. The chemotherapy was long. That was like 3, 4 hours. And I was getting a medicine that they called Keytruda. Um, and so it made me really nauseous. It made me
Mm.
nauseous. It made me, it took my appetite. Um, I couldn't eat. I lost so much weight. It was, that was definitely very, very, very draining, like on my
Right.
body as well. So,
So
but
how did you
that
handle
plan
that?
wasn't as intense. They were saying that me only doing the chemo once a week was good, I guess, compared to other patients that were getting it more
Mhm.
frequently.
Yeah. So how do you deal with that mentally? How the because you nobody's prepared for that psychologically. Nobody's
No,
prepared for that mentally.
I don't think you could ever.
I don't care how strong you think you are. You're not prepared for that. I don't care how prayed up you are. You are not prepared for that.
I don't think anybody can ever be prepared for something like that ever.
Yeah.
Like doesn't matter,
Right.
like you said, what you think is going on. That's not ever
Yeah.
something that you can be prepared for. It's like
Right.
it was like a complete.
Mm.
I don't know. I honestly, if we're gonna be 100 guys, I was miserable. I was
Right.
miserable. I
Okay.
was very unhappy. I
Yeah.
stayed to myself a lot because, like I was saying earlier, I don't like to be the bearer of bad news.
Right.
So I kind of like just isolated myself outside of. So I have a lot of family. I have people, you know, that were there for me. My aunts, my cousins, my sister flew up here from Georgia
Hmm.
and stayed with me like 2 weeks and went to radiation with me every day. I have friends, you know, that were there for me, but I pretty much kind of like isolated myself because I was literally, it was a hard thing mentally. I was miserable. Like there were times that I had faith, you know, in my mind, but my heart didn't feel it. Like there were points where I thought that I was not going to make it through that, and all I could think
Mm.
about is how that was going to affect my kids, my
Right.
family,
Right.
and you know everybody that loves me and the people that I feel like need me. So it was a very dark time
Yeah.
for in the beginning when I, you know, was first diagnosed before I could see the light at the end of the tunnel.
And and your son got is playing professional basketball at this point.
Yes, and that was something
And
that's probably the hardest part.
you can't travel to watch him and see him and
Something that I've been doing since he was
uh,
3 years
yeah,
old.
all his life.
So yes, that was probably one of the hardest things about it. And then also just him, I feel like having to go through that and not really
Yeah.
knowing how he felt about it. Like, you know, I told him what I was going through, but I never really had a conversation with him about how it affected him, how he felt about it. But I
Yeah.
know that it affected him because fast forward,
Hmm.
fast forward to January, the end of January 2025, when I went to the doctor and found out that the tumor had shrunk significantly in size and it's no longer what they considered active cancer. And I shared
Mhm.
that with him. He had a game the next day and he scored like 25 points, something that he had not done all season.
Right.
So I
Yeah.
was like, that made me feel good to feel like that kind of took some weight
Pressure
off
off of
his
him. Yeah.
shoulders.
Yeah.
I feel like, because, with anything in life, basketball ain't no different. When you be going through shit, it affects everything that you do sometimes.
Right.
So I feel like he was definitely impacted in a negative way, even
Mhm.
if he never said it or tried to show it. I know that it affected him. So
Right.
that was one of the hardest things for me is knowing that, and like you said, that I couldn't be a part of what he had going on with
Yeah.
everything that was new in his life. So
Mhm. But now you've come through this thing.
yes.
So it's reduced down to not something that's non-cancerous. So they're saying, you know, um, i- any kind of relapse along the way, everything's good. Talk to me. What are we facing at this point?
So everything's been going good. I've been getting the CAT scans, I think they are, every 6 months. They've been doing them,
Okay.
just checking on the tumor, making sure that, the cancer is actually still inactive, that it's not growing, that it's not spreading. And so
Mhm.
far, we've been in the clear.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And we will continue to pray for your situation and your family. I tell you that all the time that I keep you guys in my prayers. But I have to ask you this. I have to ask you this. And I might not need to say this online, but I'm going to say it. I'm going to ask the question. Did y'all rob a goddamn bank or something? Because chemo ain't cheap.
No, we didn't rob a bank.
Oh, okay.
Probably,
I ain't trying to,
I
I ain't trying to
probably
count your
needed
pockets or nothing. I'm
to.
just because chemo isn't cheap. Radiation ain't cheap.
It's not cheap. So I have insurance that paid for a lot of it, but
I'm about to say
have,
insurance ain't cover everything.
I
Insurance
do,
ain't cover
I
everything.
do have a lot of medical bills because it's so crazy. Like, this is a whole nother topic for a whole nother day, but insurance really ain't shit. Like,
It's
I
not.
don't understand
Speak on it.
how they deny like tests and procedures and medication that you literally need. And
Have
it's
to
like,
have, yeah.
what are y'all here for? But, you know, thankfully I was dealing with I mean, I don't know if they do that at every doctor's office or every, medical facility, but they were they're giving me the treatment that I needed, whether no matter what the insurance was saying. So it just left me
Right.
with a lot of medical bills, but I'm thankful that they didn't turn me away and they still gave me the treatment that I needed, whether they were getting paid for it or not. So I was
Okay.
definitely blessed in that sense.
Right. 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 Well, because I mean that was something lingering in the back of my mind because I've had a couple of conversations with individuals that have, gone through the process. And at the end of the day, I know chemo is not cheap. I know radiation is not cheap. That's why I asked the question, and not to mention you're still dealing with, I got to take care of my family.
Yep.
I got to take care of my household. I got to put food on the table. And within all of that, and Bree, don't be mad at me. Do not be mad at me, Bree. Within all of that, you're just recently having to deal with and grieve and mourn the loss of your father.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I mentioned it because I see that good looking man behind you.
That's my
Um,
boy right there, the one that
yeah,
started it all.
yeah, yeah. So talk to us about Pops. I mean, I understand that mom and dad split at one time, but you guys still had a wonderful relationship. You
Yeah.
explained how, he's the one of the main reasons why you kept your child in the first place. And on top of that, taking Aaron down to the YMCA because you recognize something early on. See, I don't forget nothing and I listen. You know what I mean? That's my job. You know what I mean? To sit here having this conversation. But outside of me just doing this, this is you and I building a relationship and a friendship. You know what I mean? Although I can say, ladies and gentlemen, I can say before we get too deep off into this, I could not stand goddamn Alabama. You know what I'm saying? Mississippi State and Alabama go head to head. Goddamn, I used to hate that matchup because I knew we had what it took, but we just couldn't get over the hump.
Couldn't get the W.
You ain't got to rub it in. I asked you to chime in like the peanut gallery. Shit, bringing up old shit. Anyway. And you gonna stand and laugh in my face, Bree? That ain't cool, man. I thought we was better than that, man. Damn.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's right, Jay Shaw. Jonathan Shaw here said that's messed up. Huh?
I said, I'm sorry. I don't normally like to glue. I don't.
Well, you showed pouring it on like goddamn honey on goddamn biscuits right now. Homily biscuits on top of that. Shit. But no, really, I Mississippi State was some dogs. I promise you, Mississippi State was some dog when Tolu was at the school, and they've always been an awesome squad, but they hadn't been back to the NCAA tournament since my son left. I'm just putting it out there. But Alabama, oh my God.
The Crimson.
I'm back, y'all. I'm back. So please continue, Bree, please.
So my dad, that's what we were talking about. My dad.
Yeah, we're talking about pops.
Man.
And I didn't want to say this. Where's your dad from originally?
Camden, New Jersey.
Yeah, and guess what? If you don't know nothing about New Jersey, I know a little bit about New Jersey. I was reared and raised in Cape May Courthouse, New Jersey. Ladies and gentlemen, 211 South Boyd Street, Cape May Courthouse. Okay. Camden is... No, I ain't worried about that dog. Your dog okay? Oh, you got somebody at the door. You got somebody knocking at the door. So the dog is doing his job. You see, protecting the home. That's what it is.
Sorry about that.
Why? The dog is doing his job.
Stop it, Hustle.
And her dog's name is Hustle, y'all.
Yeah, the dog's name.
See, you learn so much about people.
A bad dog.
Hustle is not a bad dog. Hustle doing his job. Hustle want to be a part of the show. I can promise you.
Hustle is crazy. Okay.
So Camden, New Jersey, much like Atlantic City, that's where the pimps roll. That's where the hustlers roll. That's it goes down in Camden. And you know this.
Yeah, my dad.
Pop looked like a player back there. Pop looked like a real player back there now.
My dad is so Camden. If you look Camden up in the dictionary, it probably got a picture of him.
A picture of your dad. Yes,
Camden.
indeed. So talk to us about it, man. I mean, let's go down memory lane a little bit. You know what I mean? I mean, I know you're grieving. You might not want to, but you know.
He started this shit. That's all. That's what he used to always say. Like, I started this shit. So
that's right. That's right.
When I think about him, that's the first thing that comes to mind. He started this shit.
And did rightfully so. Hold on a second. Let me give you the screen. I'm gonna give you some screen time by yourself. You see, I like to do this because I can go back and get some clips of just you by yourself instead of having my ugly ass on there with you. You know, I tell folks all the time I got a face for radio, but at the same time, I'm still the best looking motherfucker on the planet. I hold that.
Right, talk that
you know. That's right. But at the same time, this ain't about me. This is about Bree. So let's get into it, man. Let's talk about Pops, man, because you don't want to show it. You don't want to show it, but this just recently happened. So I know you're going through it, man. I know you're going through it.
That was
You know what I
my
mean?
vibe.
And you told me a couple weeks ago, you said, "Gee, just give me a couple weeks and let me get myself straight, and then we could roll with it." Because we talked a couple weeks ago about you coming on, and I didn't realize that it happened. You see what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's still fresh. It's still
Yeah.
fresh. Talk to us about it, man. Talk to us.
So, um, my dad, he used to take Aaron to the what we called the courts in Woodbury. We lived in Woodbury, and he used to take Aaron to the courts like 5 a.m. Aaron's like 4 years old, 5 years old. He's got my son up at 4 in the morning. They eating boiled eggs, going to the the courts, jumping rope. Aaron getting his shots up. Like I feel like he instilled the work ethic, that people see today in my son, the work ethic, the dedication, um, the basketball IQ, like the fundamentals, like he instilled all of that stuff in Aaron, and I still see it today. So that's pretty dope to realize because he really did teach Aaron everything. Like Aaron's dad played basketball too. He didn't go to college or play professionally, but he played in high school and he was really good. So I think that's why Aaron liked basketball because he did have like the first 2 years of his life um, getting to see, his dad play basketball. So that's probably really where the love came from. But like I said, my dad, he saw that my son loved basketball. He saw that he was good at it, and he was the one that invested all of the time into helping him. Just get really good at it. So the foundation was laid by my dad very, very early on. Um, he planted them seeds. So, and he was one of them people, man. He was always laughing and smiling, and he genuinely was happy, like, and he enjoyed life, and he didn't care what that looked like to other people. Um, I think that he taught me probably a lot of what I know in life about people, about parenting. I learned a lot from just watching him. My dad's always been he's always been there for me, and he was something special, man. He was really a special guy. I remember when I was in the hospital. So this was like November 2024. I had like complications with my cancer treatment that landed me in the
Mhm.
hospital. I was there for like the entire month of November, basically. And
Okay.
he came up to see me one day, and if anybody knows my dad ride a bike. Like he ain't have a car, he ride a bike. He came up to the hospital. Yo, he bought his bike in my room and everything. Like he just bought the bike on the elevator, brought it up to the floor. So that was funny to see, and
Because people still bike.
and he wasn't
Hello.
stealing his bike.
You ain't stealing
My
my
dad
bike.
took his
Nah.
bike very seriously.
Shit.
He had about 3, 4 of them at any given time. So, yeah,
And
he
if you
came.
lock it up, and if you lock your bike up outside, they gonna take one of your tires.
They definitely did. You know what?
I
He took a couple tires. That's probably why he was so careful with his
yeah,
bike. Made sure he
that's
always
right.
locked them up because he know he didn't stole a couple of bike parts.
Okay then. Okay then.
But I remember him coming up to my room and like
Bike in
crying.
hand. Oh,
He
okay.
was crying.
Crying.
basically just telling me that, he needed me to fight. Like,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
if I didn't make it through this, he wasn't gonna make it either. And so he was a big part of my fight, of me fighting. I mean, of course I fought for myself, but I was
Yeah.
fighting for my kids and for him. So to come out and be on the other side of this and then to lose him is definitely it's crazy, but I feel like I had purpose before this, but I feel like it gives me more purpose. Like now, the time I left have on this earth, it has to mean something. Like I have to do something. If I don't do it for myself, I gotta do it for him.
Bree.
So,
Bree. Can you hear me,
yeah,
Bree?
yes,
Breathe. Let's breathe. Just breathe.
I hear
Just
you.
just just take a deep breath, man. Let's hold on a second. I tell you what you do. Give me one of those inspirational quotes that you push out to the world through soul fed healing. Now, how about that? But before we go further, you know what I'm saying? Because we're not going to bring it down. I don't want you to be down. I don't want you to be in
Yeah,
the dump.
I be down.
I want you to be, you know, because Pops, he's right. He started this goddamn shit. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for Pops, you wouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for Pops, from the sound of it at this point, Aaron wouldn't be here. You
Yeah,
see?
yeah,
And taking that young man to the courts and putting in that work, and it all paid off. The discipline, regardless of how folks may view Pops, what they may see, because they call me crazy. I'm telling you, they literally called me crazy with how I went about training my sons for basketball. You know, but I would not do. I mean, I would not have them do anything that I wouldn't do myself.
right.
Right. And so when it comes to training, when it came to conditioning, when it came to all of that stuff, shit, I mean, they were college ready when they came out of high school. They were
Right.
built. They were ready. You know what I mean? Just like Aaron was ready. He had striations. He had muscles. He was ready, for college. Okay. But now, and I played college ball. My wife played college ball. So we had an idea of what they were going to get into, not present day college ball. Although my wife, saying she was at South Alabama, it's a D1 school, mid major, but she was supposed to be at Syracuse. She just didn't like the school. She just didn't want to go to Syracuse. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
nah, you were with that New York life.
Yeah, but that's just how cold she was. She's from LA. You got to think about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nah, yeah, no. From
Yeah.
LA, I wouldn't have went to New York either.
New York, right. It just didn't work. It just didn't work. So the southern states kind of worked out. Got away from the hustle and bustle. And of course, I'm going to have my wife on here one of these days, and she's going to give her testimony, her story in terms of, her life and her background. But my wife didn't really expose a lot about herself, to the world. But she's been working with the Boys and Girls Club for years, from the coast all the way up here to Meridian, Mississippi. I'm talking about she's been an active part of the movement for well over 20 plus years. And she's always been a mentor. She's always been the one to give back and all of those wonderful things with the kids, mentorship programs and the whole 9 yards. The gym that we used to work out in every night was the Boys and Girls Club gym down in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi, So yeah. So we'll get that story here soon enough.
I can't wait. That's gonna be so dope.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope. But I want you think I'm kidding? I want one of those motivational quotes before we move another further. I need Bree, because see, that's one thing that I do. I tune into your quotes. I tune into your IG and your messages for what it is that you say to the world. You know, and it's don't always have to be inspiration. The shit that you go through every day, you keep it as real as it can be. And I'm like,
Right.
yeah, I can rock with this. You know what I'm saying? There ain't no fake shit, there ain't no pretend shit. And at the same time, people don't realize that our sons are very good friends. They're close friends. They're good friends. Although they battled each other. You know what I'm saying? They battled each other in Alabama, but they're really good friends, you know.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, this is an awesome opportunity. And I can only be thankful that, you know, we formed a relationship, because there's not many people on that side of it, on the opposite side of it, because we have a lot of friends that, you know, from Mississippi State, Mississippi College that we still deal with and talk with. But Alabama? Man, I wouldn't talk to nobody from the damn Alabama. Please, for what? Are you serious? LSU? Man, kiss my ass. I'm that kind of dad. You get what I mean? Like right now, Detroit, I ain't about to watch another fucking game. I know you want to take a shot at me. I know you want to take a shot at us getting our asses handed to us. I get it.
I'm not going to do it.
I know you want to say something. Everybody.
Family.
Yeah, those are the ones who got there kick you when you're down. Shit, you know what I'm saying? Family. Yeah, nigga, you talking all that shit, all that Choctaw shit. Talking about we gonna be in the championship game and we built for it, and Detroit is the man. I done gave my whole diatribe in terms of why we were supposed to be in the championship game, Bree. I promise you. I promise you, man. And goddamn to get whooped by 30-something points. Man, I died in my sofa last night. I was gonna go live. I said, "Fuck, goddamn! I ain't talking shit to nobody.
Yeah, I'm done."
I hit my son up, make sure he was cool, and that was it. The hell with it. I'm done. Drink me some water. I'm going to sleep. Fuck. You can't see my face right now because I got tears in my eyes. You know what I'm saying?
It's okay.
That was rough to watch, Bree. That's how Alabama used to beat. That's how flashback. Alabama used to beat Mississippi State like that. Don't do that to me.
It's crazy. I did not watch last night's game, but I know that it was hard to watch because
it's hard to watch. It was hard to watch.
I didn't watch the game, but I definitely put in a parlay, and Cade couldn't give me 2 threes. That really hurt my feelings. that really hurt my feelings. So I understand.
Nobody came to play. I promise you, nobody came to play. Tolu came to play. Tolu got him some points. Tolu got him some rebounds.
Always come to play. That's what I'm like, bro. I can't. Every time he touched the floor, you get at least a double. You might get a triple. Every time he touches the floor.
Every time he touches the floor, yeah, he gonna bring it to you. He gonna bring it to you, and he don't mind doing the dirty work. You know. He don't mind doing the dirty work. He don't mind being the enforcer.
He's very good at it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I'm waiting. I mean, I've been. You think I'm kidding? I need my motivation.
You know what, y'all? I don't really know. Let me see what I can come up with. I don't know. On
the spot, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed. Right here, live and in person. At the Ambitious Bree, about to bring it to you. Off the cuff, freestyling that thing.
I ain't really got, I don't think nothing really inspirational to say today. I just want y'all to know that 2 + 2 definitely can equal 3 if you subtract me. What that means is, you don't got time. You don't got time for the nonsense. You ain't got time for people's BS. Like, we're not doing that. It's 2026. If this shit ain't real, if it ain't a genuine connection, you know, we don't have time for the nonsense. And that's where I'm at for 2026. So I don't know how inspirational that is, but that's this new saying that I have for myself, because the math don't be mathing. So 2 + 2 can equal 3, but you gotta subtract me.
Y'all heard what the hell she said? She's standing on that.
Nonsense. I ain't got time.
The math don't be mathing, goddamn. The math don't be mathing.
The math don't be
Shit.
math at all.
Yes, indeed. Look, big shout out to everybody that's locked in with us. Dalen Stephenson or Stephenson, Droopy Martinez, Funny Jordan, Terry. Huh?
I was trying to see if I could see like who like comments and stuff, but I don't see them. I didn't want
You
to
can't
go
see
like,
them. I see all the comments. I look, people are commenting. I ain't even been paying attention to the shit. I promise you. I got a whole line of comments over here, but I've been talking to you, looking at you on the screen, and I haven't been paying attention to the comments. But big shout out to Ja Blaze, Jonathan Shaw, Terry Cherry, Lil G. What's going on? Welcome to the live. Thank y'all for tuning in. I didn't go over to Twitch and I didn't go over to YouTube, but man, look. This is an awesome conversation. I'm having some fun with you, Bree. Because we still got some more to talk about.
yes,
you thought it
we
was over.
do.
No. Yeah, we do. We got some more to talk about. We have to talk about it because I'm gonna put you back on the screen because you got to give a rundown about what you have going on right now. You know what I'm saying? We're going through the ups, the downs, the trauma, the emotional shit. So now let's get into the meat and potatoes of Bree. What you got going on right now? You say up until 2 years ago you were bookkeeping. Now I see real estate. I see books. I see everything under the sun. You ready to give us a rundown on what Brianna Milton has got going on right now?
Yes.
Okay, talk to us, sister. Talk to us.
So,
and don't leave nothing out, Bree.
I do a lot of things, and I know that people might be a little confused. I realize that when they come to my page because they like, what do this girl do? Do she do real estate? Do she fix credit? Is she a spiritual healer? Is she a gangster? What is going on? But I'm all of that. I'm all of that.
I agree. I agree.
Myself be put in a box.
I agree.
You know what I mean? So at the root of everything that I do, I really feel like I'm somebody that turns my pain into purpose. So one of the things that Big G mentioned is my brand is called Soul Fed Healing. That actually was something that was birthed when I lost my mom. So I lost my mom also in 2018, and I was going through it, and I needed an outlet. So I created this page where I was really feeding myself, feeding my own soul, but I needed some type of outlet, and that's what I did, and it grew into a brand where I pretty much focus on encouragement, self-care, self-awareness, mindset, manifestation, healing. It's a community that I started for women, but I do have some men that follow me. You'd be surprised also at the messages that I get from people saying that the things that I be posting help them through hard times, and that means a lot to me, guys, because this brand has literally helped me through some of the darkest times. So to see that and know that it helps other people is amazing, and I love that. So I mainly just pump out encouraging content, messages and stuff. But I also, what I got away from while I was sick, of course, I had barriers and restrictions, and I couldn't do a lot of things because of my health, but also financially, I was struggling as well. So I got away from the products, but I make homemade soaps, homemade skincare products. So I do soaps, facial cleansers, body butters and sugar scrubs. And I also make candles, aromatherapy candles. So I'm actually in the process now of rebranding so I can get my product back out there because it's popular demand, man. People are wanting it. People be contacting me for it. I have some loyal customers that really love my stuff. Everything's all natural and it's homemade. Um, that's soul fed healing. Also, some other things that I have going on are I wrote a book, y'all. I'm an author now. So I wrote a book, and basically it's like a parent's playbook. So I wrote it for basketball parents, but honestly, the information in it is valuable to any parent that is dealing with an athlete that is going into college. It talks about the recruiting landscape now, NIL deals, vetting agents, and just preparing for college. I feel like when Aaron went through this, this was the missing piece. Like it's like everybody focuses on the athletes. The players want to talk. I mean, the coaches want to talk to the athletes. The scouts want to talk to the athletes, and they have all these conversations. But there's like the parents need to be involved as well. And I feel like my family was a part of. We seen this on every level. So first of all, my son played at 4 different schools. He played at every level: low major, mid major, high major. He entered that transfer portal 3 times. And he came into college when being paid was just a conversation. So we kind of like watched that unfold in real time. And I just feel like there's not enough guidance out there. There's not enough information out there for families that are new to this process and like I said, the recruiting landscape as it is now. So I wrote this book. Um, what else do I got going on? I got a lot going on right now. Also, so
Did you talk about the children's book?
no, okay. So also, yes, I created a book series that we're working right now. It's called Amazing Amari. It's basically based on my daughter and her cat and their adventures, but really the bigger picture, the bigger message behind it. Every book has a bigger message, and it's just teaching kids like self love and confidence. Anybody that knows my daughter, you know that she has a big personality. She has so much love, and she's so strong headed and opinionated, and she has so much love to give, and she's so loved. And I think that it's a great thing. And so, what I give her and the things that I've taught her and instilled in her, I really would like every kid that picks up one of these books to be able to experience that, because I think it's important for kids to have that, to know themselves, to learn how to know themselves, know what they want, know who they are, to be confident, have self-love. That's very important. And I don't think that kids get enough there's enough focus on that for children. So that's
Okay.
an important thing for me.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, Trying to think what else I got going on because it's a lot, y'all. I'll be having a lot going on. Sorry, I'm
Did
looking.
you mention? Did you mention the real estate?
So, boom, real estate. I am not currently practicing real estate. So I took a real estate course. I passed it. I applied for my license, right? This was in 2022. Um, I applied for my license, but I hit a wall with that because I had a criminal record.
Mhm.
I had a criminal record, and
Mhm. Mhm.
I had trouble actually getting licensed to do real estate. So I worked briefly as like a rental agent.
Mhm.
Um, but I'm not in real estate. But my sister is.
Yeah. Hold on,
My
hold on a second.
sister
Hold on a second. Let me come on screen. Let me come on so they can see my face. Yeah. I hear all that shit. Yeah, really. Let's get to this criminal activity. What the hell? You know what I'm saying? You see what people try to do? They try to slide some slick shit up in there as though people, my antennas ain't gonna go up and be like, you just gonna slick past some shit? Talk about you some I had a little something on my record. Man, let's talk. You should have started with that shit.
so so
Talk to me, gangster. What you was out there doing, man? Shit, Bree.
back in the day, I had to do
Damn.
what I had to do.
Okay.
So nah, I'm just playing. So
I know, Bree. Talk to us. What happened, Bree?
I had what was the charge? I think that the charge that they ended up charging me with was forgery.
Okay.
Was the charge. So years ago, this is like 13, 14, 15 years ago now, I got caught up in um the scamming life. With the credit cards and the
She was out
checks.
there getting it, y'all. She was out there getting it, y'all. Shit, I ain't mad at you.
I got caught up in the scamming era. And listen, I had to pay the price for my
Yeah.
actions. I did some fuck shit, and I had to deal with it. So
Right.
I had like a lot of charges. They ended up dropping most of the charges and just sticking me with the forgery charge. But while they presented it as like like they were doing me a favor, or doing me some type of service by missing all of these charges, what they actually did was dismissed everything, and they stuck me with the worst charge, the one that was going to follow me around for the rest of my life, the one that was going to keep me from getting jobs, the one that was just, not it's crazy, but
No, I know what you mean. I definitely know what you mean. Yeah. But the
that
bottom line, ladies and gentlemen, the bottom line, I hope you are paying attention to what's being said. If you're reading between the lines, ladies and gentlemen, you're hearing very clearly, crystal, I might add, that ambitious Bree, she set some shit off. That's all I'm hearing. I heard everything you said. Yeah. Multiple charges. Yeah. The one that stuck with me. Yeah. When push comes to shove, motherfucker, you better watch out. Bree is not playing with you. She gonna make some shit happen.
But guess what, y'all? It was not worth it. If I could
Of
go
course,
back in
it's
time,
never.
I don't have a lot of regrets because
Yeah.
what happened. But if I could
You're
go
right.
back in time, that's definitely one thing that I would not have.
Okay. But like I'm saying, Bree, my point has nothing to do with criminal intent. Nothing. My point is when push comes to shove, when something has to get done, right? When hey, my life on the line, your life on the line, nigga, you a dead nigga. I'm just saying.
That's
You get what I
it
mean?
comes down to me or you. It's gonna be you every time.
That's what I'm trying to say, Bree. And people don't like to admit that. They like to lie about it, like, no, I'm compassionate. Bullshit.
No.
I was in the corner. I was stuck. My back was against the wall. I had to sign the check. I had to get that credit card, swipe that motherfucker, and get this break. I know. I get it.
It was back to school time, Christmas.
Right.
Time. I had stuff to do.
Got bills piling up. Shit got to pop off. Shit. I'll deal with the consequences later. You know.
I definitely dealt with them consequences.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm not mad at you, Bree. But that just shows me that you have true character.
Yeah.
You know. And you wear it well. I would never know that you was a gangster at heart. I would have never known that you was a stick-up kid out of Jersey. I would have never known. You know what I'm saying? Because
Don't tell
Jersey,
nobody. Don't tell
hey,
nobody.
because
Yo.
Jersey at one time, I mean, shit, when it came to stealing cars, they would have won. They still enjoy riding. Come on, man. That was the thing to do. You better ask somebody before you got in their car. Hey, man, is this your shit? It's you.
Exactly.
Because if we get stopped, you know what I'm saying? I'm not in run mode today. You know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas ready to run. I'm not in run mode today. You know, so. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I didn't mean to cut y'all. Hold on. You was doing your thing. You was talking about everything. Let me let you. I had to get into that right quick. So let me let you get back to chopping it up. Thank you for giving us some insight about, a little bit about your past. You know what I'm saying? You got a little smudge on it. It's all good. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
It's nothing, because what's funny is that experience with my trying to get my real estate license is kind of what led me to the path that I'm on now. So
Okay.
I am currently in school for legal studies. So once that happened to me, I got my record expunged. I did that.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So yes, my record is expunged now, but it took me 2 years. I started that in 2023. I did not get my record expunged until 2025, but I did it pro se. It did not cost me a penny, whereas lawyers were quoting me like $3,500 to $5,000, and they couldn't guarantee me that it would have took any less than 2 years. So I did it by myself. It didn't cost me any money. I showed up to all the court dates, all the hearings. I did it on my own. And then I had another legal situation that I can't really speak on, but just know your girl won. So that led me to the path that I'm on now. I'm in school studying to get my degree in legal studies. I'm not in law school to be a lawyer, but I'm in legal studies with the concentration in ethics. What I plan to do with this degree is to help the public, educate the public. So I feel like the things that I went through and navigated on my own was a prime example of how everybody can't afford an attorney, but that doesn't mean that they don't deserve justice. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't need an attorney sometimes. They just need to know how to navigate the legal system on their own.
Correct.
So I decided that I wanted to learn the law for my own situations I had going on, but then it became, like I said, something bigger than me, where I decided that, you know what, I'm going to go get this degree, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to educate the public. I'm going to educate people on court, the process of going through court and dealing with different charges, because everybody can't afford a lawyer. But just because you can't afford a lawyer don't mean that you shouldn't be denied, not have access to the law and how it works just because you can't afford an attorney.
Right. You're 100% correct.
But
and I'm back.
Real estate agent, y'all. My sister, her name is Britton. You can find her on Facebook, Instagram, Brit Sells ATL. She's the homie, pun intended. She's a top producer at her brokerage. If you're looking to buy a house, sell a house, hit up my sister. Her name's Britton, Brit Sells ATL on Instagram and Facebook.
Yes. And I've learned in all of my years of experience that people that want to learn the law and have knowledge of the law and have background in the law are the ones who normally break the law, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just saying, I'm not, you can find all the little caveats and,
Listen, I'm telling
intricacies.
you, I think everybody should learn the law. They use it against
Yes,
you. You have to learn how to use it in your favor. That's what I'm doing.
In your favor. And I was with you. As soon as you said I got my own record expunged, ladies and gentlemen, she still got that F, on her record somewhere out there. It's been stricken from the record, but yes, ladies and gentlemen, much like Martin Luther King, she is a convicted felon, ladies and gentlemen. But now she's out here, she's triumphing for peace and prosperity and legal representation in all shapes, forms, and fashions. She's ready. And I'm kidding, but I do want to see you succeed in that lane. And more power to you, sister. I mean, you do so much, Bree. That's another part of it. Because once your kid goes pro, people forget about you. People don't even think about you. Unless they need something, of course, but they don't even think about it. You don't your son play pro ball? They don't even think about you no more, right? So, and of course,
these days.
That's right. You Aaron's mom, ain't you? The Estrada kid, he's out there. Yeah, okay. So, believe me, I'm not Galen Smith anymore. I'm Tolu's dad. Ain't you Tolu's mom? You know what I'm saying? So it's funny to me, and of course, like I say, you deal with it from both sides of it. I don't see people from overseas. I don't see people from Spain, Barcelona, Baku, different places where G was at, so G has a whole different experience, getting his passport stamp and moving around overseas playing ball. But it's still the same thing. They people forget that you even exist, and all they think about, if my sons were nuclear physicists, would you say that to me?
No.
You wouldn't even think about it. Although that's, to me, a little bit more prestigious.
Right. I agree.
Heart surgeon. Oh, wow, you're saving lives. Because my sons play basketball because they enjoy playing ball.
Right.
They have fun. This is okay. And if you can get out there, make all kinds of money in the first part of your life to where you can sit there and sit back and enjoy your life as you get older, raise your kids, have a family, or whatever you decide to do. You know what I mean? Because I don't push them onto relationships, none of that. I just watch the journey. I enjoy the journey. Because now they're into land development, building subdivisions and community centers, and it takes time to do all of this stuff. But these are things that they're involved in, and as long as we're moving forward and I'm watching this stuff happen and I'm seeing the success of my kids, and I pay attention to your kid too. I pay attention to Aaron Estrada. I pay attention to DJ Jeffries, Keyshawn Murphy, and Ruthie's son, Mook. I still have an attachment with all of these guys because I know for a fact that every last one of them, they're phenomenal kids. They're phenomenal young men, and they're going to make a woman very happy.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And not because they're professional athletes, because they're just great guys.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So now this is what I have to say to you as a mother, as a mom. Because you might not see it from this standpoint of it, but you have a son who's a professional athlete. Your son's not going to be in a situation unless he knows that that's the one. And even if he knows that's the one, that might not be the one. So how do you make females understand that you might not be that one unless you really understand my son?
Listen.
And I know Aaron, and I know Tolu, I know G, I know Jeffries, I know these guys are some great men, compassionate fellas. They love their mothers. hands down. Every last one of these kids, but they men.
Yeah.
With a lot of money. You know where I'm going, and you laugh, you cheesing like a pound cake because you don't want to sit there and represent it because you want to be the woman in the situation. You don't want to be, and that's jacked up, Bree. That's jacked up because you know your son deals with this. You know your son deals with this. You know your son deals with, okay, how can I trust this woman in this relationship? How do I know that she's here for me? How do I know that she's here to build with me? How do I know that she just don't want me to put a baby in her? And the next thing you know, I'm paying child support for the rest of my fucking life. They don't want to. Come on.
I think that I wish I could really say what I want to say, but I can't.
I want you to say what you have to say because it has to be said, Bree, and it can't come from me because I'm looking like a male chauvinist.
So here's the thing, like,
Yeah.
I feel like basically all of this new generation, like the women that are in their generation, they are, how can I say this without sounding, women today, to me, it seems like everybody, these women don't even be out here looking for love, honestly. Everybody's looking for a come up.
I like this.
For a sponsor. They looking for somebody that's going to take care of them. So I think that it's hard for our sons, being who they are, you know, to really find somebody that's really going to be there for them, someone that wants to get to know them, someone that really wants to be a part of their lives, somebody that values who they are and what they bring to the table, because these girls just really ain't out here looking for that no more. Like, they're not. They're really not. They want to know who has the most money, who's going to pay my phone bill, who's going to fly me out, who's going to buy me designer. They're not worried about love and building anything in life. Like, these kids are so lost. It's insane.
So is it really all transactional present day? I mean, from what you're seeing, is all transactional?
That's how I feel about this younger generation. I feel like everything is transactional for them. Like, I mean, you might still, you know, you might find a few. It's always a few, you know, rare gems out there. But I feel like for the most part, that's what be going on with these kids. And that's why they can't find love and happiness with one person, because they don't know shit about fucking still showing up for somebody because you love them and you don't like them today. Like, they don't know nothing about that kind of stuff.
Okay, so let's say this, right? Let's paint the picture this way. Okay. And this isn't a knock on anybody, so I'm not going to call any names, but I will be very site specific. You have some professional athletes that don't really look too good, but they still out there playing. They still out there doing their thing. They don't have no kind of look. They don't. You look at them and be like, damn, you know, like how? But at the same time, and tell me if I'm wrong. If Aaron was not playing basketball professionally right now, he could be in GQ magazine. Just like Tolu, just like Lil G, just like Mook or Aaron, or DJ Jeffries. They look that good. These are some good-looking young men. Tell me, am I wrong?
They really are.
Bree, tell me, these dudes look good. Like, damn. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know. Okay, I said it early on. I know me. I know how good I know I'm the coldest on the planet. I know this. I stated that already. But I didn't know that my kids were going to take a chip off of the old block. You see how I did that? But anyway, Brady, they look good.
Yes.
They could be they could run for governor, president. They just have a look about them.
And they
So
carry themselves so well. They're educated. They're accomplished.
okay,
Yes.
okay. So when you're putting your time, efforts, and energies into a young woman that you're interested in, you wanting to build, and that individual does not respect the fact that you're a professional athlete and begins to nag you, begins to be something other than support, be something other than comfort, be something other than your solace. We're not worried about that dog barking, Bree. We ain't worried about that. You get what I'm saying? Because you gave Hustle that look like, nigga, shut up. Man, don't do
He
that.
gets
Let
on
Hustle
my
be.
nerves. He's always
Let Hustle be.
nervous me.
But you know where I'm going with this, Bree? You know, because any female that's out there that knows who your son is, knows who a Tolu is, knows who a G is, or any of these guys that we know, you know, doggone well, they've done their research.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they came up with them, unless they met them in college or something like that, and they built relationships, or you know what I'm saying, that's something totally different. That's a different dynamic, right? But at the same time, if you begin to become something other than what I expected you to be, it's gonna turn that guy off. It's gonna turn him off because he's focused on basketball. He's focused on going to the gym. He's focused on hanging out with his boys. And you might not realize, but that's really what they're doing.
Right.
This generation, that's what they're doing. They're not out there goddamn stepping out or doing it. But when you begin to accuse them, guess what happens? Hold on a second. I ain't got time for this shit. I make too much goddamn money to be putting up with this shit. Now you're being a nuisance to me.
Yes.
Now I'm going to say something that you're not going to like. Now I'm going to sit there. We're going to break up because you're mad. Now I'm going to sleep with somebody else the very same night because I can.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that that's what we want them to do. I'm just saying because of the possibilities of what could happen, does happen, the access and people wanting to be in their lives, they're waiting. I'm waiting for you to mess up. I'm waiting for you to mess up. Because as soon as you mess up, I'm stepping in. Tolu, you okay? Aaron, you okay? I heard you and your lady having some issues. It's how you find out we having issues. I ain't even tell nobody.
That is how it be. That's so funny, man.
But you know, I'm just trying to figure it out, Brie, because now I can get it from a mother who has a son that is going through this type of stuff.
You got to watch
or
out.
may go through this type of stuff.
These girls, what? They crazy. You seen what's going on with well, I ain't gonna speak on that because I don't know what happened. I was about to say the whole Stefan Diggs thing, but
you know what the hell happened? That's exactly what happened. A young professional athlete with a lot of money, and I'm putting it on the fellas too because you can't control yourself, right?
Exactly. These men do have to learn how to control themselves, but at the same time, these women got to stop lying too. They gotta learn how to take their L's. That's it.
Yeah.
Like everybody loses in life. You have to learn how to take L, and y'all have to stop going into these courthouses and these police stations and lying on these men for financial gain or trying to ruin their lives. Like
their lives. That's right. That's right. That's right. And it happens. And at the same time, going into it, you already knew what it was going into it.
Going into it, yeah. Like,
you knew what it was going into it. You know, you know this man's in a relationship, you know what's going on, and just so happen you're playing on this individual's emotions or on the fact that, hey man, I just want to sit there and get into some shit. Mm-hmm. And that happens in life.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It's crazy, man. But Yeah, these men definitely have to be better, especially, these successful men that have this money. Like, they definitely have to make better decisions. But at the end of the day, I'm going to just go on ahead and say it. I don't care if y'all don't like it because I'm a woman and I'm big
Okay.
on accountability. Y'all bitches got to stop lying on these men. If he don't want
Thank
to
you.
deal with you, if he broke your heart, he hurt your feelings, that is what it is. That's
Yeah.
it. You gotta take that shit on the chin and you gotta keep it moving on to the next. Stop
Thank you,
lying
bro.
on these men.
Thank you. Because that shit is not cool.
It's not cool at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
At all.
Yeah. And to all of the fellas out there, stop leaving your emotional baggage on all of these women.
Yes, yes. That part as well. Don't do that.
Yeah. Because you spreading all that misery all around. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that. What else we need to talk about today, Bree? I mean, because whether you realize it or not, I didn't even realize it until I looked at the thing. We've been chopping it up for 2 hours and it don't even seem like it.
For 2 hours, really?
I'm telling
Oh,
you.
yeah, I see it right there. Okay, I see it. 2 hours. Oh,
I'm
wow.
telling you. I'm
Yeah, it
telling you.
don't seem like it's been 2 hours. I'm gonna have to
When the
come back
conversation, when
and
the
visit you again.
conversation is good, when the conversation is good and you're talking about some real shit, hey, I got when we first talked, I said it is not an interview. We're gonna have a conversation. Did I not tell you that?
Yes, you
It's just me and you
did.
talking, getting to know one another, you know? Because whether you realize it or not, ladies and gentlemen that's out there paying attention, I've never met Brie
Yes, we've never
personally.
met in person, but
We've
our
never met in
sons
person.
are close friends.
Very
I've met
close
his
friends.
son and he's met mine, and we never met each other.
But now we know each other by way of this wonderful thing called the internet. And we're gonna keep on having some fun with it. Do we have anything else we need to talk about or bring up or chop up? Because I need to bring you back. Because like I said, we got so much we need to do at least once a week, every couple of weeks, at least once a month.
Yes,
What we gonna
yes,
do?
for sure. I'm gonna definitely lock me in. I come back anytime and bust it up with
Okay,
you.
okay. And look, Bray, I appreciate you for being open and honest about everything. I know we didn't cover everything, but we did cover a lot of ground. We had some fun on this thing today. Like I said, it was a trip down memory lane for me. It still hits me in the heart thinking about Alabama, but I digress. I'm gonna leave that there.
I
Um,
wish Aaron would have came down here. Everybody in the house came down here while I was doing this, except for Aaron. I think he is here. He
it's
didn't come
all good.
down
It's all
here. I
good.
would have loved to
It's
have
all
him
good.
hop on here and bust it up with
Tell
you.
him I said hello. Aaron knows he's my guy. I love Aaron to death. And but I'm gonna let you get on the screen again by yourself, and I want you to shout out everything that you need to shout out. Talk about what you want to talk about. One last word from Bree Melton, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, so what's up, everybody? I hope you all were tuned in for the duration of the live. If you weren't, just to catch you up, some of the things that I have going on are a new book that I wrote that I will be releasing this summer. It's a parent's playbook for college recruiting for any family that's new to the college recruiting, the NIL, getting an agent and just preparing for college. It's got a lot of great information in it for any sport. So that's happening now and this summer. I also have a children's book series that I'm going to be releasing that's based on my daughter. Um, and soon I will be launching like a legal consulting business where I'll be educating the public on the law and just navigating the court system. You can find me on Facebook at Bree Melton, Soul Fed Healing. I gotta create some pages for the other stuff that I have going on. But you can find me Facebook, Bree Melton, Soul Fed Healing. I'm on Soul Fed Healing on Instagram and Ambitious Bree on Instagram. Um, I had a good time today with Big G talking, and I can't wait to come back and do another episode of the podcast because it was
Yes,
really
indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And we enjoyed having you. And as a matter of fact, we enjoyed having you so much. I cannot let you get out of here without actually. Let me see. Is this the one? I think this is the one. Yes, this is the one. This is the one.
you get ready to, and guess what? It's gonna fix it. It's gonna solve the problem. God. So you might not have nobody to save you. Don't speak that over my life. Okay. I got a man and I have God. That is all I need. Don't ever say no shit like that to me. Nobody.
This is Bree, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? Whether you realize it or not, I'm showing you who Bree really is.
He's gonna get here ready. Yes,
Hey, yo.
y'all, my man. He's coming to save me every time.
Another life lesson, whether you asked for it or not. I read something earlier today that said that emotions are just energy, but you control the flow of the traffic. And I don't know what that means to everybody, but what it means to me is that just because something hits on your emotions, something makes you emotional, doesn't mean that it deserves any type of response or any type of reaction or attention from you. You have to learn how to control the traffic. You gotta know when to slow down. You gotta learn when to stop if necessary and proceed with caution with anything in life, not just in traffic. So, yeah. Okay. Take what applies, let the rest fly. Okay, I love you. Hey, y'all.
Ambitious Bree, ladies and gentlemen. Ambitious Bree. Now, I want y'all to go to her site. I want y'all to go to her Instagram. The page is filled with her snippets, her conversation, her giving motivation, her keeping it real, her going through her day. Look, man, like I said, when I started catching up with Bree and everything she had going on, like I said, man, it was just motivational. It was inspirational. And I knew that she was going through some things with not recently, but the cancer situation, you know, because she's talked about it. You know what I mean? You've expressed it. You've talked about your life. Then, of course, the passing. I did not know Mom passed in 2018. I did not know that.
Yes.
I did not know that. So there again, when you go through her social media and you begin to get an insight, a small glimpse of her life, you know, you have a true appreciation and love of life because she really loves life. It ain't taking no shit either. That's what I enjoy about it. You know, that's what I enjoy.
Absolutely.
So yeah, Bree, we're gonna reschedule. We're gonna get you in here and talk to you again. Hopefully, I can get Braswell on here with us because he follows your page.
For
yeah,
sure.
Slim Biscuit.
Yeah, Slim Biscuit on here.
Because JB definitely follows you. I know he enjoys your content as well. Anything that we can do to assist in terms of promoting the book when you drop it, getting the information out there about the book, let us know what we can do so we can play our part, play our role. Of course, I'm gonna buy a few of them and put them up on our shelves in terms of having, it available through our bookstore outlets because, of course, I sell books as well. We publish books as well. I got a good I'm ready for it.
That I didn't get a chance to. I didn't crack it open yet and read it, but I'm going to read it The Freeway, Rick Ross story. I have that book that you sent me. I gotta read that.
Yeah, the Untold Autobiography.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Was it that one or was it the 21 Keys of Success?
No, I got the Untold. I got the Untold Autobiography. I don't got the 21
Yeah. Okay, because you won that on live. You'd answer one of the questions about Braswell. Yeah.
My T-shirts that people love. By the way, I've worn both of them T-shirts, and people be like, "Oh."
We did with the whole thing. There she goes. She back.
There we go. But yeah, I wore them T-shirts, both of them T-shirts, like 2 separate weeks. I wore the white one first and then the black one. But people love them, the Mind Elevation T-shirts. Oh, where'd you get that from?
Yeah. Right. That's right. That's the Keith Wallace Mind Elevation shirt. Yep, that's right. As a matter of fact.
Oh yeah, see, I didn't know you had his book. I want to read. I remember when you had him on, when you interviewed him. I do want to read his book. I gotta get that.
Yeah.
I can get that on your website.
No, not whenever he decides to drop it. He'll let everybody know when he's ready to drop it. You know.
Okay, he hasn't dropped yet. Okay, I remember you did have him on here, and he was talking about that, right? I remember that.
No, I didn't have him on here, but I talked about it a lot. I talked about it a lot.
Oh, you talked about it. Yeah, I heard about it.
Right.
I definitely heard this book, and I said I wanted to,
because it was the pre-promotional phases, and just kind of cooled out a little bit because Keith wasn't ready to release it yet. So yeah. But it's still coming. It's still coming. Yeah. Make sure I get you a copy. Yes, indeed. So outside of that, man, we didn't. Hey, my wife said hello. I'm sitting there reading the comments. My wife said hello. Yes, indeed. Yep. She must be either on her way home or made it home, one or the other. I'm not sure. Because like I said, I didn't realize we was on this thing chopping it up for 2 hours, man.
I know, that's crazy. It really don't feel like that. But
it does not. It does not.
You're having fun.
You're right. But like I say, Ray, I appreciate you for being open and vulnerable and honest about your life and the things that you've had going on. I enjoy the stories about Aaron and everything. Hey man, we still have a lot to talk about. When you drop that book this summer, we need to definitely before you drop the book, let's do some lead into it as well. Let's get you on some different podcasts to talk about it with different folks and present the information to them so that it'll give people an opportunity to know, hey man, you got a book for sale, and you trying to distribute it. You know what I'm saying? 5,000 to 10,000 books sold in a week is a bestseller. You do know that, right?
No, I did not.
It automatically makes it a bestseller. So, the push is, and I'm not saying you have to the push is to get you, 10,000 books sold in a week.
Yeah, we could do it.
So now you get that notoriety.
Yeah, sure. That's what we're gonna do then. That's what's happening. I'm claiming it right now.
That's right. So what's your marketing plan? How are you planning on disseminating the information and getting it out to the masses that you have books for sale? What's your game plan?
I don't know yet. I really don't know.
Okay.
That's one of the things that I definitely wanted to link with you on, and outside of the information that you already, provided me. I definitely that's something that I wanted to speak.
Hold up. Ladies and gentlemen, I ain't told her nothing. No, don't do that. Don't do that. You ain't gotta tell nobody that no. See, people be trying to give credit. You ain't gotta give me no credit, man. You who wrote the book? You wrote the book. You know what I'm saying? It's the people behind the scenes do that. They stay behind the scenes. I just like to work behind the scenes and show folks that, hey man, when you give me a task, I'm going to get the task done, and I'm going to push so hard, you're going to be like, damn, is this my book or his book? Nigga, slow down. I don't slow down.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, I don't slow down. And sometimes that gets under people's skin because they think it's me trying to do something outside the norm. No, I just believe in the product. I believe in who you are. I believe in you so much that hell, I'm pushing it like it's my own. Why wouldn't I? If you've empowered me to do so, if you're saying, hey man, I want you to help me with something, I don't I need some direction. Can you set me on my way or whatever? And we sit there and we formulate a plan, and now we're about to execute this plan. Guess what? I'm there
Right.
all the way. I'm in it. You know.
That's-
So yeah. But anyway, Bree, it's been great. It's been fun. I appreciate you. I'm not gonna hold you any longer. Because it's like I've been holding you hostage almost. But
You're not holding me hostage.
okay, cool. As long as tell Aaron I said hello.
Yes, I'm
Looking forward to seeing him in Summer League out in Vegas. We're going to Vegas this summer.
Yes, I'm going to be there too. The past two summers, I couldn't make it because
You couldn't be there, right?
stuff going on with my health. But this year, listen, I'm healthy. I'm ready. I'm there. I'm in Vegas for Summer League, so I will see you there.
Definitely, because we're definitely trying to get, and not trying, we're working to get G linked into the Summer League situation and get him some workouts with some of these teams and see if he can put himself into a high profile position this summer as well. Yeah.
Dude, he's gonna do it.
Yeah. And I'm super excited too. Looking forward to it. Ladies and gentlemen, hey, we've been here knocking this thing out. It's been a wonderful episode, another great episode of Industry Talk here on the Prime Time Network. Special thanks and shout outs and prayers go out to my good friend Brianna Melton and her family. Thank you for joining us this evening. And as always, beautiful people, y'all know with me, it's about health, wealth, and wellness. Stay dangerous. What's good, beautiful people? It's your main man, Big G. And this is my personal invite to all of you to join me on Industry Talk on the Prime Time Network daily at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, where I get into great conversations with entrepreneurs, artists, industry leaders, you name it, we bring it to the table. So make sure you tap in with us, lock us in, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. And we stream on all major platforms. And be sure to visit us at gemsitpublishing.com. This is Industry Talk. Let's get into it.
Motion.